All right, Aquarius, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for December 7th through the 13th. My name is Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology, different from mainstream astrology, which you can find more about down below. All right, Aquarius, so another transformative week as it has been lately, particularly involving Mars. Mars is continuing his T-square this week up to Pluto and Uranus, mostly playing on the Uranus energy through the week around Thursday when that aspect goes exact. We are finishing some elements of that square up to Pluto from last week. So that's going to be a high point, as well as we have a new moon in your 10th house of career, of your public image, and anything on that legacy level, as well as Mercury transitioning into your 11th, which is your house. It has to do with ideals, visions, dreams, as well as community or group-oriented things, which I think you'll naturally start to think more about with that shift. But let's go ahead and look at the transit graph so you can get an idea of the energies, because we do have quite a bit going on. Starting off on Monday, we are finishing off with Mars squaring up to Pluto within that 1 degree orb exact. So let's go ahead and talk about this. It's a very important transit. Mars, who's been motivating you to figure out the truth, to find out the truth about yourself, to transform, to heal, to do all of this 8th house stuff, maybe form healthy codependency, step into your power when appropriate, really dive deep in general in life and ask yourself what's really meaningful to you. I think a lot of you have been very driven and motivated towards that, and that's changing. That has been changing since last week with Pluto, as well as anything involving your career could continue to change this week, as well as your communications and your mind and insights in general. So it's all about being open to change, and the focal point of this T-square is Pluto, who's in that 11th house of yours, where your ideals, your visions, your group stuff, and all that has been changing quite a bit. It's been important for you to draw the line in the sand in regards to anything group related. And that's an area where it's important to have compassion, to be open to change, to be open to things coming in and leaving that are, the things that are leaving are really not for our highest good. And when we allow things to leave, we do make space for the new. So that's the best way to work with any Pluto square or opposition, is to really be open to that change. And for you specifically around career things and your communications, maybe even the social aspects of life, and about the truth. So with that, the opposition up to Uranus is going to be the high point around Thursday. And this is where we can all be feeling like we're wanting to break free and make some sudden changes. Now with you, I think it has a little bit more of a twist, because this is your traditional ruler. So anytime a ruler is opposing up to Mars like this, some of you might be feeling a little bit like you're ready to take some sudden actions. Do something sudden that's like, that you feel like you're intent on, that is important to you, it's a desire of yours. Maybe again relating to the deeper aspects of life, but it could also be relating to the financial or material aspects of life, which is where Uranus is transiting. So whether you're feeling like breaking free, whether you're feeling sometimes an irritability with an opposition up to Mars, like you're ready to make some sudden changes, the key is to listen to that, because there's something there. There are messages being conveyed by Uranus. It's very intuitive. And listen to that, but without going to any extremes. You want to see that you can have the material values as well as what's deeper in life. And I think you might be wanting to free yourself up there. So listen to that, incorporate it, and ground it, and keep focusing on the importance of change when it comes to those groups or organizational things. And I think that's a good focal point that can assist with this transformation that's happening. And the more open we are to change, the more open we are to having freedom in a healthy sense, I think, is the key with this T-square. So that's the high point. And then the new moon is going to be on Friday, which is regarding to your career and stuff. So there are new beginnings shaping up with the big picture. Could be career for some of you, but anything you consider your long-term goals or things you do for society or for the public, and all that you've probably been taking quite seriously lately with Saturn going into Scorpio over the past few months. And so it's good to work with this very grounded, in a slow and steady way. But it's a great week to reflect, especially with the lowering of energies during the new moon. And leading up to it in the balsamic phase, reflect on any new intentions that you do have with career. Be open, be malleable, try new things, different things, be experimental, be open to things, coming to light. And as the next couple of weeks unfold, you'll notice that there's more motivation, more energy to be implemented with these more bigger picture things. And this is really bigger picture stuff for over the next 6 months as well. So anything that you're starting now, it's good to put energy into it in that Saturnian way of hard work and discipline, which you could be, looking back in 6 months, you could be impressed with what you cultivate and create during this time with those intentions. But this week, it's a good time to reflect on it, maybe write down those intentions and plant new seeds in general. So that's the 10th house new moon on Friday. And then Mercury does shift into the 11th, like I was saying, midweek also. So I think you'll naturally start to think more about your ideals and visions and what's really important to you, how you can give and contribute a little bit more, maybe through your career or just in general, be a part of organizations and other things like that. Now on Tuesday, Mercury does square up to the North Node, so there is some things being learned this week in regards to the truth, which has been so important for you to pursue with the North Node here over the past 2 years in your 8th house, pursuing the truth and putting energy into that. And I think there's a lot to learn, especially around Tuesday. The sun does trine up to Uranus, so you all could be feeling quite expressive with Uranus being your traditional ruler, trining up to the sun, but even supportive energy too. Maybe some opportunities or something with the career stuff coming in. Maybe part of this whole freeing up financial or material stuff that's been taking place this week. And there's also healing though. And the healing is, really coming from these, with self, with yourself, because Chiron's been your first house. You guys have been going through these wounds, healing, maybe relating to self-identity, maybe relating to your goals and things like that. But that's finishing up with Chiron going into Pisces in a couple months. But it's a good week to be open to that kind of healing. And know too that this isn't that we're not good, in a particular area. So it's not that you don't have good sense of identity or goals or anything like that. It's just that you're healing old wounds relating to it. So being open to that could be very rejuvenating as a result. And then on Friday, when we have that new moon, Venus does trine up to Neptune. So it could be an easygoing time, maybe in regards to home and family stuff, maybe in regards to philosophy, sharing information, travel, adventure, things like that, with Venus ruling your 4th and your 9th houses. So that's pretty much the week. Sunday, we do have the sun squaring up to Jupiter, so it's good to keep everything nice and grounded with expansion with relationships. It's not a bad aspect, but it could be optimistic, so it's important to keep it nice and grounded with that expansion. But I'll talk more about that next week. The high points is certainly new beginnings with career, with everything on that public level, with shifts into thinking more about the importance of community and groups and your ideals and visions, as well as continuous change with your career, as well as your communications, your mind, and how to implement the freedom in your material financial life. So it could be that you might be deciding that you want to make more money, but that's something to listen to and how to incorporate that. But it could also be maybe too much of a concern on that is creating a limitation, because sometimes too much of a concern on the material can create a limitation. So whatever it is, feeling and observing that breaking free energy and then slowly incorporating it into the other areas of your life, particularly with your career, particularly with your communications, how you see things, your viewpoints, and what's really meaningful to you in life, really focusing on that, which I think is a good way to balance that energy out with Mars, right, without going to any extremes, material, non-material. All right, Aquarius, so have a great week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.